we go, guys. Today's the day. We're going to break this thing down. And Team Ripple Killer. This one is has been a favorite RC of mine because all I've ever done to this thing was throw on a pair of Hootie fans, throw in a Max 6 ESC, Ripple Killer, of course, and you can see by the bald tires that this is a little ripper. So for me, you know, this has been a great RC. So still running the stock servo, and it's stock everything. I threw in, like I said, a Max 6 so I can run it on 8S cat pack, stock BLX 2050 kV motor, and a pair of Hootie fans, and I ripped this thing all day long. It's been an awesome setup for me. I have the cat packs mounted pretty far away from this ESC, just because it really didn't need it. It's just a safety feature for me. But shout out Phil Jolly. So we're gonna pull out these electronics, which makes me a little sad. I am gonna buy another limitless roller so that I can put all my infraction parts back into it. And this is a real infraction. Doesn't have the mount here, doesn't have the mounts back here like the other one. But I truly, and these are the original set of tires. I haven't even put tires on this one yet. And I've never crashed this one. It's just been a fun ripper of mine, and I run it all the time. But it's now going to be the twin motor build. Because I just have to finish that project. It's bothering me that I crashed and totaled that other chassis. But things happen. They happen for a reason. And I know this RC is set up well. The other one I did buy used. I bought it from Big Gap, which, you know, I feel so bad that I've totaled that limitless, but, you know, YouTube infraction, that's what it was meant to do. Get out there and just rip, as RC Guy Garage would say. Get out there, rip the RC, and go have fun. So, and the YouTube infraction definitely was a ripper for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and it shouldn't take very long to break this RC down, because I'm just gonna pull all the electronics out as an assembly, so that I can pop it into to the chassis when I get the next chassis. I still have my high-speed limitless over there and the blue one down there. You guys watched me rip that blue one just non-stop in 130-degree weather, and, you know, motor took a beating, went 130 miles an hour. It's all-time high for that 1515 kV motor, and that's a good setup. That's my practice car, is the blue one. That one over there, I'm scared of. I've crashed. Used to be my white one, but it's got Big Gap's body on it that I bought with the limitless. Rattle Can put that together, and so I threw that body on it with some aluminum pieces. RC Speed Monster sold me a bunch of the aluminum splitters, and it just, I had to rebuild that RC because I crashed it so much that I literally had to rebuild it. So I'm going to make a little room here, and I got stuff everywhere right now, and I can't flip this over without making a little room here. So I'm going to bring this over here. I'm we're going to start breaking down the bolts. This one, as you see, has my chassis protector on it. I love this RC. I take really good care of this RC because it was my first. I got this before the Limitless. We were all still waiting for the Limitless to come out when this came out. So I'm gonna find my torch because I'm probably gonna have to heat up these bolts. I've never taken them out before, and I'm gonna take out the receiver box with the servo. I'm going to take the motor and trans and spur and everything out as an assembly, and that's it. We're going to drop in our twin motor and drop in our ESCs, and we're good to go. So I'll be right back. All right, well, got my torch, got it filled up with some butane. So hopefully I don't have to heat it up too much with this chassis protector. I don't know what kind of damage is going to happen, if any at all. But these are going into plastic right here, so I know these will come right out. JT just popped on live talking about the EXB. So I've got the volume all the way down watching that. It's a live deal. So figured I'd give that a watch while I'm doing this wrenching. Well, I haven't had to heat up that center one, but it is really tight. That is definitely coming out with a lot of Loctite on it. I mean, white powder is literally falling on the ground. Look at all that. Oh my God, I'm surprised that came loose. Look at that, guys. That is probably the most Loctite I have seen. Wow. Now you got to remember, these are the early on infractions, so this was the first run, and they've definitely lessened up the amount of Loctite they're using. Oh my God. Oh, that one's getting stuck. I really don't want to heat it, so I'm just cranking away, hoping that it'll be good. MIPs are definitely what you have to use on these 3 bolts. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm really, oh my God, that's a lot of Loctite. Look at that. Wow. And that is red Loctite, because I have purchased some. Wow. It's still hard. I gotta use it. There we go. Look at that Loctite, guys. That's just insane. You can definitely tell the ones that need heat. So this should just I should probably pop out the receiver box too, so I can take everything out as an assembly. That way it's easier to drop in when I get the roller. I am gonna order a roller today because I can't not have a stock-ish infraction. I bash them too much. And yes, washer is going in the background, guys. I did have to work this week, so my time is limited again. So I'm back to doing laundry and doing my vlogs. Try to get this, there we go. That screw is probably going to fall out. So now I'm going to try to take this assembly out as one. Let me get my gun over here. Let me get my other bit over here. And we're going to start seeing if I can get this tray out of here. It's a medium one. So two long ones, a medium one, and a short one. Medium one, medium one. Now I've taken this ESC and it's silicone to the box. There we go. Medium one. So there we go, guys. All my electronics. Now I've taken this hobby wing and siliconed it, not two-sided tape, it's siliconed to the base to the stock location. So this is a great little setup for a limitless or an infraction. This will be going back in an infraction just like this. You can tell with my drive shafts, this one's seen some flex too. So that's it. And we're going to pop this drive shaft back in. Pop the rear one back in. And we have this set up. Rear goes in first. Then my front. It's going to pop down like that, and we're going to bolt her up. Make sure my wires are clear. And then these three, I try to put the center one in first, just to kind of balance it. All the crash hardware is right here. Now I will need some of those, like the steering servo extensions. I will need that because that's something I modified, and I will have to do this one. But for the most part, this swap will go. The way I set it up and the way I built it was pretty much a quick change so that I can pop it in and out real easy. And as you see, being set up to where you can just drop in a twin motor that's all set up with gearing and everything. Aluminum mounts, front and back. Give them all the crank. Now I'm doing this by hand. I could be using power tools, which is something I normally do, but it's such an easy swap, and I don't want to strip out anything. I really do truly love this RC right here. So it's not, I don't normally get attached to RCs, especially speed ones, because I do crash them. So next step is to grab our ESCs, make sure that those are underneath. That's going to go in there, sit there, just like that. Nothing's unplugged. We're going to put our two bolts in. Wrong one. Now on my other one, these bolts right here, they did get a little worn from pulling it in and out so much. So just be cautious on taking these bolts in and out. You definitely don't want to strip them. Just making sure this chassis brace isn't bent. I was a little worried that it might have been bent from the crash, but it looks like it just folded the front with all the added bracing I had on the crash. It just folded the impact bumper and body mount and all that stuff. As you see, right in. Really a cool way to set up a twin motor build is the way I set this up. And then of course the 3 wires, I have them in order so I don't have to think about it. This is a censored system, but the motors on this are not censored, so I just have A, B, and C lined up with A, B, and C, and I reversed everything in the controller. So there we go. I'm going to take this off my stand now. Save that because I love that system. We're going to get this put back up on my stand. That wheel put over here. I'm probably not going to need those screws anymore because those are for the receiver box, which I eliminated on the last infraction, because we literally mount up the steering servo where that stuff goes. So here are my wires for my receiver. Now I'm going to get some 2-sided tape. My receiver is going to go in here. My fan wiring is going to run over to that receiver, and my steering is going to be set up right here somewhere. Do I have it backwards? I think I do. Yes, I do, because I had that flipped underneath. This goes this way, and this will fit up on there. Now I have the right bolt for that. This is going to go on there somewhere. Let me grab some 2-sided tape. But I wanted to get all this stuff installed. Now I'm putting the receiver behind the gear, so if the gear comes off, it doesn't hit my receiver. And then I have the antenna set up through the mount that I made. So this will slide up through the tube. I made everything on this really easy to work on in service. So white's going to go that way, and that's the last spot on this receiver. It's only a 4-channel, no gyro. And then these will get zip tied right in here. Hopefully you guys are catching some of this. So that's it, 4 zip ties right there. Everything's nice and bundled. Snip them off. And there we go, guys. So next thing I'm going to do is take this top plate off my steering servo, mount it underneath, mark my holes, drill my holes, mount that down, and then we're good to fire this thing up. That's a back tire. This is a front tire. I don't need the tires off anymore. Charade it side in until the body shows up. Rattle Can is doing a body for this, so YouTube Infraction will be back, but it's going to be version 2.0. It's going to be with a twist. Rattle Can's working on something special so that I can bring it to the channel and show you that guy's skill. He's got a lot of skill, guys. There we go. Glad I didn't have to heat up those bolts. That goes back in there, in there, in there. Scissors in here. More scissors. Trash. Over here. Bits. My bit. And that's it, guys. So I'm going to bring you guys in. I no longer need this. That'll go in with the pile of other ones I have. And let me bring you guys in. Take a look. Does it look familiar? My twin motor infraction in a matter of 20 minutes. Now I still do have to mount down that steering servo. I got to drill 4 holes. But after the 4 holes, put in the batteries, and we're ready to go rip. Tell me that's not a good system. The way I fabricated everything. That is a really, really awesome way to set up an RC. So I'm gonna have to kind of clear a pathway for those fans, those hoodie fans too, because I got 2 this way and I got 2 over here. And these aren't hoodie fans, these are those other one, hobby something. But I'll probably throw another zip tie around up here. But let me know what you guys think. Was this an easy swap? Should I be building these kits and selling twin motor setups that you can drop right into an infraction? So there we go, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will be catching you guys on my next video. Let's take a look at this body. Make sure it fits right on. Look at that. Still have the little short aluminum wing, which I think I'm going to keep on the new body. I'm not going to run the big wing. But yeah, there we go. All right into the body. Nice and clean. It's now a twin motor infraction. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on my next video.